Good morning, Baton Rouge. I'm Mydra Kelly, and welcome to the People's Impact News, brought to you by the Baton Rouge Weekly Press, a People's publication. It's time to look at our news for this week. Well, we've been having some great weather, not too hot and humid, yet still warm enough to be outdoors enjoying it. Now, fall is fast approaching and the harvest season is upon us, but there may be a few light showers going into the weekend. However, Sunday is supposed to be a gorgeous sunny day, so soak up the sunshine and have a great time because pretty soon we won't be able to do this. Okay, let's go on to our news for this week. On our front page, we begin with the story that has been of great interest and impacting the entire country. Now, the latest on the government shutdown. On Wednesday, Senate leaders announced a bipartisan budget deal. The Senate leaders announced a last-minute agreement on Wednesday to avert a threatened Treasury default and reopen the government after a partial 16-day shutdown. Now, Congress raced to pass the measure by day's end. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid said this is a time for reconciliation, and he forged the agreement with GOP leader Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. Now, McConnell said that with the accord, Republicans had sealed a deal to have spending in one area of the budget decline for 2 years in a row, and he further said, we're not going back. Well, it looks like all of their hard work and compromise paid off because as of Thursday, October 17th, 2013, the government has reopened. That's right. With the stroke of a pen, the government is once again open for business, and this ends a 16-day shutdown. Now, Congress passed new legislation late Wednesday night that will fund the government through January 15th of 2014. So, hallelujah, this is a good way to start off our news today. Now, next, we're still on our front page news, but more locally. Sharon Weston Broome is laying the foundation for the mayor's race, it seems. Now, last week, we had Weston in the news as recipient of the Pace Setters Award, but she is trailblazing. President Pro Tem Sharon Weston Broome is emerging as a strong contender to run for the helm of the city parish. People in Baton Rouge may still remember Broome from her reporting days on WBRZ TV, and it's believed that her sometimes conservative voting record could be just the thing to create strong inroads into South Baton Rouge and more rural factions of the electorate. Now, last month, Broome was among the few Democrats to be recognized by the Louisiana Family Forum for her support of its agenda. Her Senate district already covers South Baton Rouge, and she is a popular elected official. However, what remains to be seen is whether or not she can ramp up her fundraising issues and have some serious debates about problems that are going on. She's going to pursue this race in 2016, and she said that she's very serious about that, but still having time left in the Senate, there are lots of things that still need her attention, and she still wants to pay attention to those things at the present time. Okay, on a sad note, our front page reports the death of Charles Kelly, Metro City Councilman. Charles Kelly died Saturday, October the 12th, and he served on the Metro Council from 1997 to 2008. And it's said of Councilman Kelly that he not only talked the talk, but he walked the walk. So our condolences go out to his family and friends, and we want to say that we're grateful to all of his contributions to this city and our community. Okay, I think that this is going to be a good place to take a station break, and then we'll be right back with more local news, and we'll, okay. Welcome back. Before we move on, I just want to tell you that you can read more about many of the stories shared with you here on the People's Impact News by simply picking up a copy of the Baton Rouge Weekly Press. Now, the Weekly Press comes out every Thursday, and you can pick up a copy at a distributor near you. The paper is absolutely free to the public. So if you need information on where to pick up your paper, please call us at 225-775-2002, or you can email us at theweeklypress@yahoo.com. Now, we're always happy to hear from you, and we want you to know that we are the People's Publication, and we're here to serve you. Okay, before we go into our state and local news, I'd like to report that the United States Postal Service announced that the former Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm will be the 2014 inductee to the Black Heritage Stamp Series. Now, Congresswoman Barbara Lee said that Shirley Chisholm was a trailblazer, a beacon, a champion, and that she would not be where she is today as a member of Congress if it were not for her guidance, inspiration, and example. Shirley Chisholm was a fierce advocate for women's rights and democracy and a staunch opponent of the Vietnam War. She even ran for president, and a lot of people didn't know this, but she was a great lady. So this is a good thing, and we're happy that there will now be a stamp in her honor. Well, as we look again at local news, moving right along, it's reported that only 53% of the law students here in Louisiana pass the bar exam. Now, many new law school graduates fear the test, but this year's grades are showing that our Louisiana law students are struggling because nearly half of the grads from Louisiana's law schools who recently took the bar exam failed. Now, Southern Law School Chancellor Freddie Pitcher says the structure of this rigorous test has something to do with that. Now, Pitcher also said that the law school multiple choice exams are not like the run-of-the-mill exams in the undergraduate school. And what concerns him about the makeup of the state's bar exam have already led to some changes. The exam was only essay at first, but now it's both essay and multiple choice. The U.S. Supreme Court says, however, that it wants to see a pattern before making any changes to that bar exam. So keep studying, and we hope that all of you pass that test. Starting on Tuesday, October the 15th, citizens can sign up for Medicare Advantage or Medicare Part D. Now, the government's prescription drug plan, this open enrollment period will go on through December 7th and come around each year. Now, enrollment is not just for people new to Medicare. Officials with the Louisiana Department of Insurance say that every current beneficiary should use this time to look at their Part D plan to see if they need to make any changes and or to reevaluate their prescription drug plan every year. So Senior Health Insurance Information Program Director Vicki Dufresne says just like you should do this with your homeowner's insurance or your car insurance, agents say that it's a very good idea and you can save money. So for more help on how to do this or about Medicare Part D, you can contact the Louisiana Department of Insurance at 1-800-259-5300. All right. We're going to go now to our local community news. Special honors this year will be given to our own past and present homegrown heroes who served in the military, like firefighters, law enforcement, and those who have supported and contributed to the community. A flag ceremony by members of the Northeast High School Junior ROTC will start off with the event's activities, which will include horse training demonstration by LSU Ag Center's Equine Extension, as well as live horseshoeing and rope demonstrations and viewing of other farm animals. Now, all of this will take place at the 5th Annual Community History Festival at Pride Cheneyville Branch Library on October 19th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Pride Cheneyville Branch Library is located at 13600 Pride Port Hudson Road in Pride, Louisiana. Now you can contact Esau Lolis at 225-231-3712 or 225-360-6441 or by email at elolis@ebrpl.com. So now the mission of the East Baton Rouge Parish Library is to serve all residents of the parish as an educational, informational, recreational, and cultural center through a wide variety of resources, services, and programs. So for more information, log on to www.ebrpl.com. We don't want to leave anybody behind, and many of our residents here in the city of Baton Rouge started out in this area. So if you want to get some of your history, take a ride and be a part of these festivities and have some good, wholesome family fun over in the Pride Cheneyville area. Okay, the Baton Rouge Weekly Press covers news all over the city and the surrounding areas. So if you are looking to reach people in your Baton Rouge area, please consider allowing us to help you. Now, the Weekly Press reaches more than 30,000 readers on an average per household. And now those numbers are even greater since we've joined forces with the Soul of the South to bring you People's Impact News. Speaking of which, I hope that you are calling your local cable networks to have them pick up Soul of the South so that I can continue to bring the People's Impact News into your home, where we try to keep you informed on all of the things that are impacting your lives. So again, for advertising needs, call 225-775-2002 and let us serve you in that area. So now let's take another break and we'll be right back to continue giving you more news. There you are. Now, as I've told you before, the Weekly Press is concerned about you, mind, body, and spirit. Our paper covers all of these areas and always has good news to encourage you, inspire you, and help to keep you healthy. The Weekly Press believes that health is a broad spectrum: your body, your mind, your spirit, your finances. So each week you can find stories that cater to all of these areas in our paper. Now we want you to check out Marge's Chit Chat, because if there's anything that I miss, trust me, Marge has got it covered. She brings you all of our community news and events. Also, in our religious section, there's always an article to uplift and encourage your spirit. So don't forget the Church Lady. Now, the Church Lady's report is designed to inform you, but also to make you laugh. And laughter is good medicine for the soul. So check her out, okay? Now, we have some great commentaries also in the paper this week. So we want to give you something to talk about at the office or at your gatherings. And one of those commentaries is entitled Race and Job Exclusion in the Oil and Gas Industry. And it was submitted by Glenn Heckert. So check it out, as well as several others in this week's edition of the Baton Rouge Weekly Press. Wow. Okay, in our business news, the Capital Area Transit System Board CATS, as we all know it better, on Tuesday evening unanimously approved a plan that would increase the system's routes from 20 to 30 and lessen the wait times in Baton Rouge and Baker in 2014. Now, the new routes must still get approval from the Baton Rouge Metro Council, which meets on October the 23rd, but this is good business news for Baton Rouge. So pick up your weekly press and read more about what's going on with CATS, okay? Now, on another note, a computer glitch at the vendor from the vendor, however, that services EBT caused people in 16 states to postpone their grocery shopping, but it has been fixed. Now, this problem stemmed from a loss of power at Xerox's data center. Now, Xerox handles food assistance, debit cards for many states, and in Louisiana, the Department of Children and Family Services reports that all services have been restored. Now, DCSF said in a statement, the contractor that maintains SNAP EBT services for the state of Louisiana has informed DCFS that some store systems that handle EBT transactions have returned to service. The contractor expects additional stores to do the same. Now, the multi-state system outage, which began at approximately 11 a.m. on Saturday, October the 12th, was the result of a technical issue and was not connected in any way to the federal government shutdown. Now, while transactions in Louisiana were impacted by the outage, the systems that DCFS uses to track EBT card usage and identify fraud are still in place. So now the outage occurred. When this outage occurred, carts loaded with groceries were left abandoned in the store aisles and shelves were cleared. And they were clogged with carts after the food stamp office system went offline. Walmart, however, allowed people to continue shopping despite a malfunction that prevented the store from seeing the EBT card balances. Now, that's when dozens of people decided to go grocery shopping, and police were called to control the crowds, and some even compared it to Black Friday, so that must have been a real mess. When shoppers realized that they could only buy $100 worth of food, however, they abandoned their carts. But now everything is seemingly back to normal, so hopefully we won't have those kinds of problems again. Moving right along, Mayor President Kip Holden will officially kick off National Food Week at the Live After 5 on Friday, October the 19th, as a part of his Healthy Baton Rouge program. Now, National Food Day is normally observed on October the 24th each year to celebrate and raise awareness about the importance of healthy, affordable, and sustainable foods. However, here in Baton Rouge, because of the mayor's initiative, we celebrate an entire week. So check out the paper to get all of the information on all of the activities going on here in Baton Rouge for that celebration. Okay, health. As we move to our health news, ladies, you know where I'm going now. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we are encouraging you to get those mammogram screenings and make sure that you don't become a part of those high statistics here in Louisiana that we've been telling you about each week. Now, there's lots of activities planned and all kinds of assistance to help keep you healthy and alive. We love you, and we support you, and there's love and support for cancer survivors, and to help you with this everywhere. Even the football players are wearing their pink to support us, ladies. And while I'm here, you all know what time it is now. It's time for sports news, and we had some real heart-wrenching games this past week. Well, the wounds cut deep at Gillette feel as the New Orleans Saints travel to Foxborough Stadium to face the New England Patriots in a showdown between the league's two top quarterbacks, New Orleans Saints Drew Brees against New England Patriots Tom Brady. Now the Saints put their 5-0 record on the line against the Pats' 4-1 record. And this turned out to be an old-fashioned shootout that kept football fans on the edge of their seats. And after the Patriots dominated the first half of the game, the Never Say Die Saints came back and started to mount a comeback. So even though the Saints' pass attacks were not what we're used to seeing, they were still able to make their presence known with a combination of an undetoured running game and never say die attitude. Now this helped them to take the lead late in the game. However, in their inability to stop the Patriots quarterback Tom Brady from driving 70 yards cost them their undefeated record, and they lost in the final 5 seconds of the game with a score of 30-27. So hopefully the Saints learned a valuable lesson and they will not put their guards down again soon, even if there are only 5 seconds to spare. So Saints fans, let's help our boys heal from this cutting-edge loss as they continue to get ready once again to possess that Lombardi trophy. Super Bowl, here we come.